Okay, so hello and welcome. We are in the Sacral Chakra week. We are officially moving out of the foundation, out of the base, and up a little bit higher into our spiritual journey. This last week has been very much so about preparing and grounding and feeling safe. I know that that's been important for all of us. The next chakra is the sacral chakra. It's called Savasana. It means sweetness. I've seen other translations that it means home. So when you think about home, when you think about, home is where the heart is. Home is where you feel safe. Home is where the womb is. So the sacral chakra is also often called the womb chakra, or the space of the sacred womb. But one thing to keep in mind is that not everyone has a womb, but they will still have that energetic center. It's also called the hara. So basically what it is it's an energetic space of creation. Every human has it, male or female. And if you are a female who has stopped ovulating or has had their uterus removed, you still have that energetic sacred space. A good way to activate that is focusing on the hara, or focusing on that energetic cone of energy that creates newness in our life. So have you guys ever seen hula hooping or done hula hooping before? So think of that movement, the sacral chakra is that hips, right? If you can take a belly dancing class, take a belly dancing class. If you can hula hoop, hula hoop. If you can't hula hoop, stand still and kind of go counterclockwise, right on your hips, and could just kind of, it's sensual, it's sexual, it's also relaxing. It's what the sacral chakra is about. It's about creativity, creation, and passion. So if you think about it, in our womb, when we are created in a womb, it's the beginning. A seed is planted from the root chakra, also known as sperm, right? And then it goes into the uterus, and that is where creation is born, life is born. So all of us begin in this space of creation, in this sweetness of home, if you look at it that way. The beautiful thing about this chakra for everyone is that it's about creativity. We don't often think about this, but every idea is a seed. So as we are creating and manifesting in this world, thinking about every idea is a seed that you plant. And then it's nurtured, and that's what manifests in your life. So in the sacral chakra, especially this week, we're really going to be focusing on what we want to create. What is our intention in this healing journey? What do we want to plant, to grow in our future? And the sacral chakra is about creativity. So it's about new beginnings. So when you start a project, you ever have that push of energy and you get super excited and super enthusiastic, and you start and it's going great, and then a part of you fizzles out, right? So yeah. So what that is that was that original birth, that momentum of the seed, so the creation, it was all coming together, and then other blocks came in, doubts, and you kind of moved away from that. When you're really tapped in to the sacral chakra, it will give you the energy to delegate that emotion, that healing, that experience, so that way you can finish a product. That's where the solar plexus comes in. That yellow gives you the power, right? The red kind of gives you the seed. The sacral chakra gives you the passion to start it. And then the solar, that it takes all the other chakras to kind of complete the project. Okay, there's that yin and there's that yang, of that masculine energy of starting or creating, the feminine energy of having it, and then it has to manifest. So in this chakra, it's all about emotions. It's ruled by the moon, which is, the moon is all about planets. Its element is water. So this week, be prepared for feelings. Be prepared for waterworks, be prepared for tears. There, when you're really focusing on the raw energy of our conception, our creation, our creativity, our new beginnings, there's a lot of feeling that comes with that. Some of it can be fear. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready to change. I like where I'm at, even if where we're at's not right. And it creates a push or a forward momentum to get us where we need to be. And so during this week, acknowledge and allow your feelings to flow. Know that they will flow in the right energy, in the right space. If you cry, allow yourself the time to cry. Water is a purification. We are so blessed that we can cry, that we can release these energies. I know as a woman, as a young girl, I taught myself how to stop crying. I remember over and over as a young girl saying lower and slower. I was teaching myself how to have a lower, deeper, more masculine voice. So that way I wouldn't cry. And I would sit there and I would say lower and slower because my voice would get high. I'd start crying and I would fall apart. And I had to teach myself how to completely block my feelings and emotions. And I guess it served me for a while, but now it doesn't serve me. I've had to unlearn all of that programming that I did on myself, stopping myself from actually feeling my feelings because I didn't feel safe to have them. And so this chakra is about allowing yourself to feel passionate again. It's allowing yourself to feel good about yourself, to connect into that sexual part of yourself that feels like a powerful goddess, that is also a creative woman. And we don't have to use our sexual power sexually either. And that's something that we also learn as we move through the chakras. We learn that we can use our creative power, our goddess energy, in art, in our healing, in all the different aspects of our life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be given away or shared with another person. The Kundalini is something we hear a lot about. That basically is an activation of energy that starts at the bottom of the spinal cord and works its way up through the crown for ascension. And it can be very uncomfortable. If you've had any Kundalini awakenings, or if you've had any trauma in your life, really, it can be scary because change is scary. With this chakra, there are so many beautiful aspects of the divine feminine, and that's what we want to be focusing on. We want to be focusing on nurturing our sense of self, nurturing our feelings and our emotions, and also tapping into that creative, artistic aspect about us. I know that a lot of people talk about the sacred womb and the inner child, which is beautiful, and that's all part of this energetic center as well. But I like to add one more, which is the inner artist. And simply by connecting to art, you will be connecting to the sacral chakra. So I'm going to challenge everyone to think back on their life and creativity in your life that's brought you joy. If it's finger painting, I'm fine with it. Buy some finger painting. I'm serious. If it was, making slime when you were a teenager, go buy the ingredients and make some slime. If you used to paint and you like to paint, for me, you know what brings out, it's so healing for me, and I love doing it, sidewalk chalk. I go and I get those big buckets of sidewalk chalk, and I will spend the whole day doing like an art piece. I'll draw kind of color and I feel great. I'm covered in chalk at the end of the day. My inner child feels good. My inner artist feels great. And I was able to kind of play with myself in a way that reminded me of that spark of joy that I had when I was little. So think back to something that really kind of accesses that inner child aspect of you and your inner artist. And I challenge you in this week, especially, to focus on some sort of creation, some sort of artistic endeavor, really being able to allow yourself to just be and get in that beautiful creative zone of art and letting it flow. It doesn't have to hang in a gallery, okay? Don't compare it to anybody else. Just allow yourself to be that artist. Don't edit. Just like when we talked about journal writing with, we want to just not edit. We don't want to do that to ourselves. Just do the art to do the art. That's what you want to focus on. And you can do that in so many different ways. And if it feels good, do it again and again and again. Keep doing that, just connecting in to whatever feels good, because one of the things that I teach is cosmic improv, and the cosmic improv really is all about the sacral chakra. So this is like my favorite place to be. Orange is one of my favorite colors. It always has been. I remember as a little girl, I used to color all the unicorns in my coloring book, purple and orange. That's it. I never used any other crayons, just purple and orange. And that's very true to who I am now, right? Purple is crown chakra. That's the connection to God. And orange is sacral chakra. It's creativity, it's passion, it's joy. So my unicorns, if you ever want to know what color my unicorns are, they're orange and purple. So what you want, you want to say yes and to life. So in cosmic improv, what I teach is playing through for happiness, right? A lot of times, and I'm watching this happen with my own children. My children are 9 and 12 now, and they're kind of walking through that veil of adulting, like wanting to become more adult-like. And what happens with that is they stop playing in many regards, because they see us as adults not playing anymore. So then that becomes what they mirror in us. And I think that is the saddest thing to do. So whenever I see my kids mirroring me too much and being too grown-uppy and adulty and grouchy, I try to remind them to help me play so they can keep connected to that sacred aspect of who we are as humans, which is play. We play. The best times you ever have, you're sitting with your friends and you're laughing so hard that your face hurts. When you're really happy, or you're with someone that just lights you up, you feel good. You're smiling and your eyes, everything feels brighter and more amazing. When you're with people that make you happy, you know it, you can feel it. When you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, you feel that light contract from your eyes. You feel that frown start to come down. And frowning is harder to do than smiling. So think about the constriction that has to happen for us to really pull in our light that much to be adulty, to fit in. And so this week is going to challenge you to tap in to that play aspect of yourself. Play some games, whatever is going to make you laugh or feel happy, or painting, sidewalk chalk, whatever it is, connect into that, because this is really where you're going to be able to find that sacred part of yourself. So with cosmic improv, one of the things we say is to say yes and. So you'll notice if you're having a conversation with someone and someone says, do you want to go to the store? And you say no. The conversation absolutely ends. They're like, okay, what else can they say, right? Okay. But if they say, do you want to go to the store? And you say, yes, and I want to stop by Michael's craft store and pick something up. Oh, okay. So then, or yes, and I need to get some gardening supplies. What it does is it just kind of keeps that ball rolling. In improv, we would do it as, you're an elephant. Yes, I'm an elephant. And I like to drink martinis. Oh, you're an elephant that likes to drink martinis. And here's a tutu for you to go to the opera. Yes, I love going to the opera and drinking martinis because I'm an elephant. And while doing that, I will color unicorns purple and orange. And the story goes on and on and on, and the game goes on and on and on. And that's what's improv is. And you're laughing, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So find the joy. In life, you want to think about moments, think back to moments of joy in your life. And these moments of joy, think of them as breadcrumbs. And these breadcrumbs are giving you the trail of what your highest path is. If you're sad, if you're unhappy, if you feel constricted and dark, like there's no light, right? Then that means that you're not on your highest possible path. And you know the fastest way to get back on your path? Smile, laugh, and play. So if you can just find that spark. And so if you're feeling that, like, you're feeling really unhappy, you're feeling really sad, the best thing that you can do is, like, what can I do in this moment that will bring me a spark of joy? Spark of joy. Okay, for me, it usually has to do with coloring. It's something really easy that I can do. I have lots of those Zen coloring books that you can get. My kids have them, I have them. We just pull them out and we color for a while. Anything with yarn, I love weaving. I'm not very good at knitting and crocheting, but I do like to do it. So again, and it's that color. It's something that will bring me just kind of something tactile to bring me back into that little spark of joy that I love. You can watch a movie or a comedy, something that will make you laugh. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. You can also just fake laugh. Just like we can fake orgasms, we can also fake laughter. And they're both good for you. Don't have to worry about it, right? So if you fake laughter, your brain doesn't know the difference. It takes about 30 seconds of fake laughter to set off the same endorphins in your brain that true laughter and joy brings. And it will switch around that neural pathway that you're going down of the no, 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 no. And it will change you to a yes, and yes, and yes, and. So if you can't find a movie that will make you laugh, just fake laughter. In fact, when I was in New York City, I went to a yoga class every other week for like 4 months. That was a group of adults fake laughing. And it was fun. It was weird, but it was fun. And so ever since then, I've known that I can fake laugh, and it's okay to do that sometimes. Laughter also is equivalent to about 3 hours of good sleep. So if you're not sleeping or you're suffering from insomnia, if you can laugh for 30 minutes, I believe that's the equation. It's equal to about 3 hours of good quality sleep, because it rebalances the brain and it rebalances those hormones that you need to feel balanced in this life. Okay. Now, in terms of food, I'm going to talk about that now, because a lot of times as women, we think I'm sad, I'm going to eat chocolate. I know, I've done it too. I get it. I do it all the time, PS, but try not to do that in this chakra. The main reason why is because we want to start finding other sources of joy. Yes, food is fantastic and chocolate works every time, but we want to start finding other seeds of joy that we can plant in our life. So yes, we all know that chocolate is a seed that works for us. Check, we know that. Let's not go back on that right now. The foods for the sacral chakra, though, are very sexual and sensual. If you're looking at any of the foods that are usually on the aphrodisiac list, they're going to be on the sacral chakra list as well. You've got oysters, you've got lobster, you've got clams, you've got shrimp, you've got chocolate covered strawberries. Sensual, right? These are foods that we eat. And why are they aphrodisiacs? What does that come from, right? Where does this idea come from? It's because they set off endorphins in our brain that make us feel relaxed, at ease, and passionate. Sacral chakra. So in essence, in the sacral chakra, you can eat just about everything except red meat and pork. So sorry, no bacon. Sorry, no steaks. I know bacon is hard. I get it. But for this week, but we'll all have to suffer through it. I know. It's okay. But the foods for the sacral chakra are going to be chicken, any kind of fish, any kind of crustacean. So you've got the lobsters, the shrimp, the clams, the oysters. These are all very connected to that home, to that sweetness, to that feeling of creativity and passion. All of the colors, any food that vibrates with that frequency of orange, carrots or sweet potatoes, beta carotene, good for the eyes. It's got these amazing vitamin A's in you. So like the root chakra was really connected to iron and zinc, connected to the blood. This is more connected to our eyes and our immunity, because oranges, our immunity. This is what, if we don't have enough energy, or if we don't have enough health, we are not going to be able to live this life. If you've ever been unhealthy, you know how important health is. Right? It's you wish for $1 million every single day of your life until you feel unhealthy, and then you just wish to feel better, right? So the fact is, in this chakra, you want to be connecting into the most vibrant, healthy aspect of yourself, because that's where you can be your most creative, your most passionate, and your most beautiful version of yourself. During this week, I really want you to tell yourself, we're all women here for right now, so I'm a goddess, right? This can be an affirmation for you. That means saying I'm a goddess is counterintuitive to everything we've ever been taught. And as women, we automatically do not think we are goddesses. We compare ourselves to, models and this people and that person and this person. But if you actually look at like ancient sculptures of goddesses, they look just like me. Like curvy and flabby and this and that, and they're gorgeous, right? These are iconic symbols of women, of goddess, of creation. And the point is, we're all different. Our boobs are all different shapes. Our tummies are all different shapes. But like when it comes right down to it, we're all goddesses. If we can connect in to that hara, to that space of home, to that space of creation, we're going to be tapping more and more into our divine aspects. We're going to be finding out what our inner joy is. And our inner joy, P.S., is a nice big old flashing arrow for what you should be doing in this lifetime. Maybe not how you make money per se, but absolutely in how you find peace and joy in this life. So you might make money as a cashier at a store, sure. But your joy is actually in jewelry making, right? And so you make the jewelry for the joy. And that's what you focus on. That's what you came here to do. You came here to laugh, to play. In these, when I work with spirit, and the messages that they give me all the time is that as humans, we don't want our bodies, yet the minute we're not in one, we miss it. We miss sneezing. We miss sex, we miss eating, we miss all these corporeal pleasures. And the first thing we want to do is come back. And so instead of doing that, missing something and having that regret, right? Let's focus on really just enjoying and loving our bodies to its full potential right now. It's called soul gazing, when you look in the mirror and you focus on your pupils. If you can get up in the morning and look at the soles of your eyes through the mirror and just gaze at your own eyes and say, I love you, it is a profound spiritual experience. 9 times out of 10, when we're doing that, we're looking at someone else's eyes and we're asking them to mirror our soul back to us through them, which is beautiful and can absolutely be sacred. But we always have to see it in ourselves first. We're never going to attract a mate that respects and appreciates and loves us the way that we want to be loved if we can't love ourselves that way first. And that's what this chakra is all about. It's about loving yourself. It's about allowing yourself to be who you truly are, to let the goddess energy shine within you. And if you're a man, it's about finding your divine feminine to balance out the divine masculine. So that way you can shine, right? Because we can't all just be, water and emotions. We need action. We need that masculine to create in this world. So we need both. Men do, we do. We all need divine masculine, divine feminism. And that's what the root chakra in combination with the sacral chakra really provides. It combines balance with your divine masculine and divine feminine. So that way you can start knowing who you truly are, which is the solar plexus. That's the next one we're going to be working on, is the I am center, who we really are. But you can't get there if you aren't really clear on your passions and your joys. Now, as women, the numbers in the stats say 1 out of every 3 women have been sexually assaulted. I'd say it's probably higher than that, based on my experiences and speaking to other women. So many of us carry wounds from our own lifetime, and possibly from our mothers, stories from our mothers, and also of our ancestors. One thing to think about, and I don't know if you've heard this or seen this, I've certainly seen memes on it on Facebook, but as women, when we are born, we have all the eggs that we'll ever have in our life, correct? We've all know that, we've all heard that before. So if you think about it, when you were in your mother's womb, you had all of the eggs that you were ever going to have. When your mother was in the womb of her grandmother, you were also there as an egg in her womb, which means in some ways you experienced everything that your grandmother experienced while she was pregnant with your mother. This is the lineage, right? So, and the eggs that you have that you are going to turn into children, if you choose to have children, were inside of your mother when she was pregnant with you. So there's the ties of 3, right? The 3 is an important number. We are looking at this trauma that has happened to women over lifetimes, because as women, we don't just feel it for our own lifetime, we feel it all the way back to our grandmothers, right? When we feel it intensely, because we were literally in her womb. So anything that might have hurt you or caused pain in your life, your mother's life, or your grandmother's life, we are going to call in the intention for this week to be healing that right now. We are going to want to create the womb as a place of love and creativity and joy. During this week, we want to destroy and uncreate anywhere that our womb is being used for trauma or fear or danger, anything that happened. We're going to try to remove that and replace instead its healing aspect, which is love and joy and creativity. And that's why this week it's so important that you feel sexy. Do what you can to feel sexy for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. Buy yourself roses. Do things that are creative and artistic. Take yourself out for a date. Think about and write down your dream date and take yourself out to it, or allow yourself to treat yourself and love yourself the way that you deserve to be loved. That's really what we want to be tapping in on this right now, is that energy that we have and the power that we have to create in this world. Everything that we see in our world is in some ways a creation based on what we see or know or think about or perceive the world to be. So imagine if we start shifting the way that we look at the world, where suddenly we're not flat and fat and flabby and not good enough and comparing ourselves to who's or what's it's. And what if we start looking in the mirror and going, damn, You look good today. I love you. What if we started allowing our bodies to be exactly as beautiful as they're meant to be right now? Because think about it. How many times have you looked back at a picture of yourself 5, 10 years ago and gone, oh, I looked so pretty back then. I wish I'd known it. And then but instead of loving yourself in the body you are in right now, what do we all do? We start going, oh, I'm so fat, I'm so old, I'm so ugly, I'm so done. We start telling ourselves all these terrible things about ourselves when we should be doing the exact opposite. We are never going to be as young as we are right now. Right now, we are hot. We are so hot. We are the hottest, most amazing versions of ourselves ever. And we need to be looking in the mirror being like, meow, look at you. Wow, you're so awesome. Look how good you look. Because you know what? I've been married for 17 years, right? I love the guy. He's not going to tell it to me, especially even when I drop the hint, it even gets worse. He's like, no, no, out, 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 out. So what does that mean? I have to be that. I have to do that for myself. I'm not going to feel sexy in our relationship because he tells me I look good. I have to feel sexy in my relationship because I feel sexy. Then I will initiate, and then I will want to be creative and passionate and sexual. But if I'm waiting for him to make me feel pretty, no, that's not a way it's going to work, right? Then nothing's happening because he's like, I'd rather just eat the potato chips and watch the football game, right? And so then we're both going to be in our separate little corners getting mad at each other because what? Mainly because we don't see ourselves as the beautiful versions of ourselves that we need to be. He needs to feel passionate and masculine so he can initiate sex. Same way, we need to feel passionate and creative and sensual and vulnerable and beautiful so we can initiate sex. And if we're not, then you're just at a standstill. So if you are in a sexual relationship, if you are in a sexual partnership, remember that you have to kindle the fires to your own flame. You have to put in the work to love yourself because no one else is going to be with you from the beginning of time to the end of time and to cross over that veil with you. That's just you. That's just your journey. So that means that it's your job from right now to the end of your life to make sure that you tell yourself that you're beautiful and loved every single day, because you are. And no one else is going to do that for you. And no one else is going to be able to really make you feel that. And if they do, it's going to be for a short amount of time and it's going to be outlived. You've got to be able to sustain that for yourself. So this week, Shavasana, sacral chakra, orange. Think about the orange of a sunrise, that beautiful peach orange color that's so vibrant and so beautiful. Think about breathing that energy in and allowing that energy to be a part of who you are. So that way you can be more creative, more passionate, more in tune with your feelings. In this chakra, you are going to be able to ride your emotions, right? Someone who with a distorted emotion, sacral chakra often is going to feel depressed. They're going to feel lethargic, also tied to root chakra, but they're not going to be able to manage their emotions, right? They're going to have big bursts of big feelings every once in a while. And that's usually me, by the way. So trying to work on so that way my feelings can be more manageable. Don't get me wrong, when I laugh, I really laugh. When I have joy, I really have joy. But I want to be able to ride these feelings in a healthy way, to be able to be like, do I want more of this feeling? Yes. Is this feeling not serving me? How can I release it? In terms of connecting to the element of water, which this chakra is all about water. If you live anywhere near the ocean or water, you're able to go to it. I live, in New Hampshire. We've got mountain streams we can go to, or just listening to water. If you go on YouTube, you can watch videos of whales dancing and singing. You can watch streams coming down mountains. That's the root chakra of earth with the mountain stream coming down. Beautifully healing, just to listen to it. If you can have a water fountain in your home, as a place so you can have that sound of the water coming in. If you take a shower or a bath, this is perfect for this chakra. This is so healing. I'm going to give you some tips on how to create your bath as a sacred experience. When you're taking a bath, kind of imagine the water coming out of the shower as this beautiful, I usually say the white light of the Holy Spirit. You can imagine the color, the water to be an orange color for the sacral chakra. Just imagine the water coming over you to heal and purify you. Imagine when you're sitting in the, if you're sitting in the bath, and feel all of the water just around you, and feel what you need to let go of. Those yucky feelings, those not good enoughs, those feelings that are making you feel out of control. See them leaving your body and going into the water around you. And just be grateful and thankful that you are letting this energy go. And then when you get out of the water, so if you take a shower, you can just kind of plug up the water, and then or I like to actually stay in the tub or the shower and while the water washes down the drain. And then I can actually visualize all of that which doesn't serve me going down the drain to leave. And I tell myself, like, it's immediately transmuted, it's immediately healed. So that way you have that visualization of like the new healing energy coming in and the old leaving down the drain. And then you can just know and trust that it's there. If you have one of those bathrooms where you can't have water in there, just set the intention that as the water washes over you and goes down the drain, what is for your highest good stays with you and cleans and purifies you, and what isn't just goes right down the drain. A lot of times after something like this, you might want to just take a real quick rinse with some plain water afterwards, just to kind of, cleanse and purify it. That's really up to you. Feel into your intuition, but allow the bath to be a sacred time for you to connect in to the water aspect. We ourselves are more than 70% water. The planet is more than 70% water. I talked about this in the root chakra, right? How connected we are to Earth. We are also connected to the ocean. So when we cry water, we cry salt tears, right? This is who we are. We are connected. So the energetics of the water within us has programming. I will post later for you. There is a scientist, I always forget his name, and I keep wanting to say a Japanese computer programmer that my son talks about all the time in his name. So I'm not going to say names, but there's this Japanese scientist that did this whole study where he took photographs of molecules of water, like say different kinds of water all over Japan, and he even expanded it later, but polluted water, for example, and it would look really corroded and gross, or and then he would have people pray over the water or set an intention of love, and he would re-photograph it, and the water that would reprogram itself. The crystals in the water would make a completely different shape. The sacred geometry would change. There's a lot of studies about this. People have been studying this for a while now, because his first study, I think, came out in the 60s or 70s. So think about that. If you can take polluted water and you can pray over it and heal it, think about what we can do with our own bodies and our own life if we actively reprogram the water and the emotions within us, which we are connected to. If you take clean distilled water and you yell at it, you take a photograph of it, that water is going to look like it looks like awful. But then if you take that distilled water and you say, I love you, you're beautiful, you take a photograph of that. Okay, both came from the same segment of water, but they were prayed over differently. You have two completely different structures of the water system. So the angry water is angry, but the water that was programmed with love looks beautiful. So think about your thoughts. What are you programming into your body right now? So now do you see why it's so important to wake up in the mirror and look in your eyes and say, I love you? Think about how reprogramming your body and reprogramming the emotions And the parts of your body is going to come simply by looking at yourself in the mirror and loving yourself enough to say, I love you, to yourself. Now you can take water that you're drinking. I work a lot with the elements. I'm an earth keeper. One thing with working with the water, water used to flow down mountains and streams that blah, 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 all the way down. It just is in these stagnant pipes that goes out and out to water. The water is basically bored. It's not alive anymore. It used to be sentient. It used to be awake and alive. But the way that humans have designed the structure of this planet, it's no longer. So something that you can actually do is take 2 glass waters and just move them back and forth from each other. And say, I love you, you're beautiful, I love you. And what you're doing is you're waking up that water, that sentient energy of yourself. Then you can drink that water, knowing that it's got that programmed energy of I love you, you're beautiful, and drink it. If you can't do that, another way, or you could yes and it, is to take a glass cup and put I love you and just tape it on the bottom. So every time you go to take a sip of water, it's got that little tab underneath that says, I love you. It's programmed. The longer that water sits, it's programmed. One of the things that I do in my healing journey is called full moon water. My son absolutely will drink all the full moon water before if I can't get to it fast enough. If you put water out at the full moon with an intention and you drink it for that month, you're creating that intention. So this is wisdom and knowledge that's been around for a long time, and we can take advantage of it. Connect to that ocean within you, that ocean of feeling. Allow that salt water within you to release, to purify, to cleanse, to heal. Look in the mirror and say, I love you, you're beautiful. Being able to laugh and allow yourself the ability to play is really going to be able to connect you in to this chakra and really allow you to make leaps in your healing process. The womb is not a place for fear or anger. The womb is a place for creativity and joy. The womb is not a place for hatred or resentment. The womb is a place for joy and happiness. Allowing yourself to connect in to that goddess within you. So right now, why don't we just close our eyes and I'll do a small meditation so that way you can have this for the sacral chakra based on what came up today. So allow yourself to feel the moment and the air around you. Allow yourself to feel your body in this space. Take a moment to thank your body for being here. Allowing your body to not be a separate aspect of you, something that you are different from, that you tell what to do or just mindlessly does, and start thinking about it instead as a partner in the co-creation of your life. Take a moment and just breathe in deeply, feeling your body and asking for your body and the energy of your body to show itself as its own sentient wisdom. In the sacral chakra, we are learning about our bodies in sexual pleasure, in creativity and passion. Most of us really don't understand our bodies. We simply experience life casually through it. But what if your body could be a co-creator with you in this journey of life, a partner? What if your body had the user manual? What if your body could teach you how to reprogram and heal? What if your body could teach you how to experience orgasms? What if your body could teach you how to laugh and play and manage your feelings and emotions in a healthy way? What if you had the wisdom with you all along You just didn't know the user manual. Take a moment and just feel into the sensation, starting with the air right around your body and feeling your skin. Going in deeper and feeling the muscles and the tendons. Going in deeper and feeling the blood circulating. Going in deeper and feeling your skeleton, the structure. Going in deeper and feeling the organs. Going in deeper and feeling the atoms, the cells, the DNA structure that exists within you. What if you and your body had the wisdom to heal your body? What if your body was your partner in this life? Not just a hunk of meat that walks around and does things automatically like breathing and beating your heart, which we are so thankful for. But what if your body could do more and communicate more and teach you more? What if your body was your angel in this life that you literally have walking with you, that is walking for you? What if your spirit was separate from your body and you could look at your body with the wisdom that it deserves? Allowing for a moment now your body to split into two sections, the spirit aspect of you and the body aspect of you. And take a moment from your higher self to look at the beauty and magnificence of your body. Look at how beautifully your hair grows from your head and crowns your face. Look how beautiful and symmetrical your body is, like a work of art. Look at how beautiful every aspect of you is. How the lift of your chest while you breathe is a miracle. The beat of your heart is magnificent. What if you could marvel in the beauty that is your body? What if sneezing brought you joy? What if every day's motivation was to laugh? What if tears were a great gift? What if your body was and is a wise healer walking this life with you? You truly are never alone because your body is with you. How amazing does it feel to know how miraculous your body is? How amazing does it feel to know that every cell in your body is reprogramming itself to be its most perfect and healthy version of itself? How magnificent is it to look at that beautiful body that is yours? Those hands that have done so much for you. Those feet that have walked you through so many places. That body that has carried you and grown from a small baby to this beautiful, beautiful creature that it is now. How miraculous is it that your body has transformed and changed that much in one lifetime? What a miracle you are. How beautiful you are. Take a moment to look at your body and see the beauty of your body. create the creation that is you, the magnificence that you are. And in this moment now, allowing your higher self to come back into your body. And feel yourself now floating in the ethereal waters of heaven. Feel yourself being purified and healed in this moment, where now you are one with your body. In a reunion of creation, you are now connected again with your body. You are healing, you are whole, you are complete. Allow yourself to float in these beautiful chambers, the echo, feeling your body, releasing anything that no longer serves you from your life, your mother's life, or your grandmother's life, or your ancestors, just releasing out any old programming that no longer serves you. And the healing water around you fills and heals each cell, every atom of your body. How magnificent does it feel for your body to be completely reprogramming itself in the now moment, healing itself. And just allow yourself to float on that water, feeling healed and whole and complete. And then very gently, your guide that is with you takes you out of the long bath and takes you and walks you through a ceremonial waterfall, fresh mountain rainwater pours over you, cleansing you and purifying you, sealing in your healing and your reprogramming for cellular DNA and structure. The new upgraded version of you emerges from the waterfall. And very gently on a tear, you float back through the ethereal worlds back into your body, allowing yourself to feel connected and reunited with your physical body in the here and now. Allow yourself to wiggle your toes and your fingers, to move your spine and come back into this world, feeling healed and beautiful. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to close the recording now. Hold on.